was afterwards. What I'm saying is that before, like, put it like this.
But I never said nothing publicly. I said something to you privately on a Friday.
Yeah, but of course I'm gonna tell my mans. Like
sure, but that's
if tell my mans,
give him license to just start going crazy on me. Like,
because he been getting harassed, so he been trying to figure out what the fuck
to do with me.
Because put it like this: before I think you think he was shooting at you before he wasn't. The nigga straight. That's it.
Wait, I haven't accused y'all of doing anything. What I've done is read these things, right? And by the way, I called you. Why did I call you? I called you to tell you that your boy got jammed up, George, and what he said was he gets his marching orders from Ak and Drake.
Yeah, but jammed up about who? So let's go.
Investigators. They just said investigators. What y'all knew?
Who is investigators?
I have no idea.
Okay,
but y'all knew this already. Hold on. But you knew this already. You know how I knew you knew this already? Because I heard you say how you got somebody approached you at the Kendrick Lamar show, and they told you that they had private investigators on your boy.
Okay,
right.
So if
hold on. There's another article, the Age.com in Australia. They talked about how they had investigators.
What you trying to do? Sleight of hand?
How? I'm doing sleight of hand.
Somebody right now is trying to sue you for calling Charlamagne like, yo, bro, here's.
No, nobody ever said it was criminal. All I did was call you privately, by the way. Hold on. I called you privately.
Okay, you're right.
And said, Ak, this is what I'm hearing. And I heard that your boy is telling on you. That was it. Y'all are the ones that jumped out there and started saying all this other shit.
Everything
making things public.
Nah.
Yes, you did.
Okay. No.
Y'all did that.
You're right. Because here's the thing. I've called you before. I've called you before when everybody would have his face out there and address. Also, the pictures that Roc Nation's people took got his whole like you literally see his house.
Let me ask you a question. When Grand Wizard gets served, because that's the other thing I'll be wondering. When he gets served, who are the lawsuits coming from? Because when y'all are pointing fingers at all of these different people, those names on those lawsuits should be the people y'all pointing at. Are those people from Roc Nation?
Yeah, but it don't work like that. So,
what you mean?
Like, this
who are the lawsuits from? Is what I'm saying.
Okay, no. I hear the question. So, you're gonna have to remember this is also casino adjacent, right? I'm telling you, every casino or some type of, it could be, if we're talking about call sheet, we're talking about poly market. If we're talking about, those are betting prediction market. If we're talking about prize picks, we're talking underdog fantasy. Those are fantasy sports. They're all doing the same thing. Markets all happen.
That's cool. But who are the lawsuits coming from?
Okay, so I'm telling you.
Those are your ops.
No, I'm gonna tell you. But that's why I say Roc Nation is involved. Because
so Roc Nation's suing y'all. That's who the lawsuits are coming from.
It's not, their name is not gonna be on the lawsuit.
Why not?
So for example, all right, I'll give you an example.
Oh, so you think they're funding people to sue you?
Yeah, that's of course.
How can you prove that? I'm asking. I don't know.
Okay, show me. Have you read these lawsuits?
No.
These lawsuits are claiming these people said they don't have no money. Yet their lawyers are going up against stakes lawyers. Who do you think is funny that? A broke motherfucker claiming they're suing $1 billion casino.
Well, it's just a civil suit. You don't need no money to file a civil suit.
There's a million motions, Charlamagne.
You don't need any money to file a civil suit.
Charlamagne, have you ever?
I can file a civil suit right now with no lawyer.
You've been in civil suits, right?
100%, and that's how I know people.
How much? All right, let me ask you a question.
Plenty of broke people can sue you. I'm in cahoots with Roc Nation. That's fair to say. Of
course, right? Absolutely.
And you think Roc Nation is doing this to you?
Roc Nation is part of a broader thing, but yes, of course.
So if I called you to tell you that privately, wouldn't that be me snaking Roc Nation?
Are we cutting this part out? Like, yes.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
So that should let you know right there.
No.
If I'm so in bed with Roc Nation, and I'm so in cahoots with them, and they got this master plan to take down Akademiks, and Charlamagne calls Ak to tell him privately, that would mean I'm snaking Roc Nation.
Yeah, but Charlotte, that call wasn't like Ak save it, because everything you even told me, it was like Ak. The focus of what I'm hearing is...
After weeks of online back and forth, DJ Akademiks and Charlamagne, the God finally sat down face-to-face to discuss the growing tension surrounding Roc Nation, lawsuits, and accusations that have been circulating across social media. The conversation quickly became intense as both sides challenged each other's claims and questioned what was really happening behind the scenes. One of the biggest topics was a private conversation between Charlamagne and Akademiks that later became public. Charlamagne explained that he reached out privately because he had heard information involving people around Akademiks. According to Charlamagne, he was trying to warn him, not attack him. Academics pushed back, arguing that the situation changed once private information entered the public conversation. He questioned why a personal warning became part of a larger internet discussion involving accusations and theories. Charlamagne explained that he never publicly accused anyone of committing a crime. He said he was simply repeating information he had heard and trying to give academics a heads up about what was being discussed around him. The conversation then moved toward the ongoing legal issues connected to gambling companies, lawsuits, and speculation involving Roc Nation. Academics claimed that Roc Nation was connected to a larger effort against him, suggesting that certain lawsuits and legal actions were not happening randomly. Charlamagne challenged him on that point, asking for evidence. He questioned whether academics could actually prove that Roc Nation was funding or directing these legal actions. Academics responded by saying he believed the connections were obvious, pointing toward the people involved, the financial situations, and the legal resources being used against major companies. However, Charlamagne pushed back, explaining that civil lawsuits can be filed by regular people without having millions of dollars behind them. He argued that accusations require proof and that assumptions alone are not enough. The debate became a larger conversation about trust, friendships, and whether people in media protect each other or compete behind the scenes. Another major issue brought into the discussion involved Academics' former associate, known online as Grand Wizard. Critics have questioned the name, the content, and comments associated with the account, especially because of offensive remarks targeting Black culture. Many people argued that someone outside of American culture using a name connected to hate groups while commenting on Black issues was disrespectful and problematic. The criticism was not just about academics personally, but about the larger trend of anonymous internet personalities creating controversial platforms, gaining attention, and profiting from conversations about communities they are not part of. At the same time, the Roc Nation situation remains surrounded by speculation. Both sides agreed that until facts are proven, people should be careful about making accusations. The face-off between academics and Charlamagne showed two media personalities with very different approaches. Academics focused on connections, patterns, and what he believes is happening behind the scenes. Charlamagne focused on evidence, accountability, and separating facts from theories. The discussion also highlighted how powerful online media has become. A private conversation can quickly become a public debate, and accusations can spread before all the details are known. For now, fans remain divided. Some believe academics exposed hidden industry conflicts, while others feel Charlamagne challenged him with reasonable questions. One thing is clear, this feud is far from over. With lawsuits, online debates, and industry relationships involved, the situation will likely continue developing as more information comes out.